Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All-Star Fandom. I'm Dion, and this is our series Clash, where I have a guest on with their top 5 topics or top 5 things that are related to that topic versus my 5 things. Today, I have my special guest is my friend, my sister-in-law, babies of the family. So we're here. Jamie, say hello to the people.
Hey y'all, I'm excited to be here today.
And super excited to have you, Jamie. Thanks for jumping on to do this for me, to do this with me. As you can see, what we're wearing, we're gonna do a top 5 Christmas movie battle. So Jamie has her top 5 Christmas movies versus my top 5 Christmas movies. And what you all will have to do with this is to either agree with Jamie's list or my list. So after this video is over, you can take a look at all of our selections or all of our picks, and you can put in the comment section either Team Jamie or Team Dion. I think I might win this one, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I'm gonna throw it over to Jamie for our first one. Again, this list right now is our top 5 Christmas movies. It's our list is Jamie's top 5, my top 5. So I'm gonna be a gracious host and give it over to Jamie to give me her number 5 greatest Christmas movie.
Starting out at number 5, it's The Holiday. Not your typical Christmas movie. It's 2 women switch. Really, I think it comes from, I see the LA girl, Cameron Diaz, she goes to a cottage in England. I think it's England. She's just knowing. It's like the dream, you know, like then you have Jack Black. We don't get a lot of Jack Black, but when we do, we're happy about it. And I really feel like both characters just really develop and they just find they find the one for them. And I think it's just a great one. And mostly I just want to spend Christmas in Europe. I think that's why you watch it.
Gotcha. So it seems like a Christmas sort of rom-com sort of thing is one thing, because I'll be honest and say I have not seen The Holiday. I got it confused with Best Man Holiday when I saw the list. So a totally different movie. Great movie, by the way, if you check it out. But Jamie came out with The Holiday for number 5, right?
Yes, I think it deserves number 5. No higher, but it can stay at 5.
Okay, we'll put that there. The Holiday. All right. So for number 5 for me, is a movie's probably about a year old or so, and it's called 8-Bit Christmas. 8-Bit Christmas is on a HBO. It's an HBO Max original movie, and it took me back to when I was a kid because it's all about trying to get that video game console for Christmas. You have a friend who already has it. The friend was a jerk in that movie. He wasn't even really a friend. You know, his parents just had money. But yeah, he had a Nintendo. Everybody came over to play his Nintendo, and then here comes Christmas, and these kids devise a scheme to figure out how they can get their own Nintendo, because I think the boy's parents won't buy him one. So it's just it's so like nostalgic pretty much when it comes to when I watch that movie, basically because it's like Neil Patrick Harris, he's telling the story to his daughter who has her facing her phone and stuff like that, but he starts to hook her as that starts to go on. And then at the end, not gonna lie to you, Jamie, I teared up at the end just when it got there. But it was more than about the video game console, but just that whole family aspect of that too. But anytime you can give me sort of like a kid's adventure that doesn't have cell phones, where it's like it takes you back, I'm in it 100%. So my number 5 is 8-Bit. Why is that so hard? 8-Bit Christmas on HBO Max, and it came out like last Christmas.
I'm gonna say I'm surprised that wasn't higher on your list, because
really?
That is one of out of all the new Christmas movies that come out, it's probably the best one that's come out in like 5 years.
It's been a while. Like I remember, that's the one I'm gonna remember a lot. I remember that one, or I'm gonna rewatch that one more often than anything in, like you said, the last 5 years.
That's why I'm surprised it's not higher, because it was made well, has nostalgia, even though like I don't remember the Nintendo, but
well, I have I have a strong 4, so that's the only place I could slip that in, Jamie. You know.
I think it's too low on the list.
All right. Let's see your list. Your number 4. What do you have for your number 4?
I think I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but it's Polar Express. And this, I was obsessed with Polar Express. You can ask my mom, I got a Polar Express like key set. I wanted to be on the Polar Express. And I think what hooked me, and this is maybe just a nerdy part of it, I love that Tom Hanks, I used to know it, Tom Hanks played like 5 different characters. He was like the homeless guy, he was Santa. I don't know, but he played all the roles, which I really was impressed with. And you got the hot chocolate song. Everyone's going to start hearing it when I say that. I will say that it is a little creepy sometimes, but I think it's, but I think
it is.
and that little boy is just so lost, and the spirit of the Christmas just saves him. And I really enjoy that.
Okay. So the reason you said that, and why this will probably never be on one of my top lists, is because it's so creepy. It's like an uncanny valley of faces that they look real, but they don't. And then they look creepy. So it goes like an up and down thing. I would have, and this is just me, thinking of something different. I would have rather had like a live action movie and you just make Tom Hanks play those other people within that movie, or prosthetic makeup, something like that. I think I would have been on board then, but that animation style, Jamie, Creepsville. That was.
I still can't get past how it's just very well made to me, because I'm like, the little boy is just, he has the pole in the pocket and it just carries on. And you just have to hang on that. And then every time you put on a robe, you're only gonna think about Polar Express, at least every Christmas. That's me.
That's you. So, okay. So Polar Express is your number 4 for all time. Your top 5 list for all time greatest movies. So Christmas movies. So I'm gonna say for me, for my number 4, this is gonna be, I went back and forth with this one, but my number 4 is gonna be Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger has a kid who he's pretty much Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's a working dad. And it's Christmas and he hasn't picked up the toy for his son, the Turbo Man doll. It was like the It action figure or whatever for that time or for that movie. And he spends all of Christmas Eve fighting Sinbad, who's a mailman, to find that doll or that action figure throughout the whole movie. He goes into like a Santa's workshop where there's like a buff Santa that just beats him up, and I think at the end, Turbo Man, he becomes Turbo Man, and then the little kid is, honestly, it's the most absurd movie that I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in, especially when it came to comedies. But man, was that I remember that the most because I wanted a Turbo Man doll too, and and it was just based off the movie. But yeah, that's gonna be my number 4, Jingle All the Way. My wife Emily, your sister, doesn't like that movie. We watched it before and she didn't like it. So, but still strong number 4 for me, Jingle All the Way.
So I have to admit, I haven't seen it, but I watched the trailer and I think I could get behind it. Especially they did the scene where it gets is it the nunchucks? And he's just.
Yeah, it's absurd, right? It's like Sinbad's the mailman and he's trying to get the toy for his kid, Arnold, and they just keep running into each other the entire day. I don't know how, I can't remember what city they were in or how big the city was, but somehow they just were rivals the entire day throughout the end of that movie. And yeah, really, really fun movie. I think, again, it was just absurd at the end of the day, but I enjoyed it. But that's my number 4.
It's for sure going on my list. I need to watch it because I think it's got to be funny and a little chaotic.
Yes, definitely. So Jamie, so that was my number 4. We're at number 3. Who do you have for number 3?
My number 3 is Christmas with the Cranks. It's a couple and they have a daughter that goes to the Peace Corps, and they're usually the people in the town that donate to everything. They hold the Christmas party, they do everything. And then this year, since their daughter's in the Peace Corps, they decide to go on a vacation and the town turns against them. And then the daughter calls and is like, I'm coming back, and then it's a big rush to get Christmas together. I personally think it's very funny. I think that scene where like the dad, I can't remember who is in it, but he's like really tan and he sees the preacher.
Wait, the main father in the movie?
Yeah, what's the dad? What's
Wasn't
the
it
dad?
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. When Tim Allen comes out of the strip mall, or he's like in the mall and he's all tan, that's a good scene for me because it's like very funny. Frosty is really important in that. But I really I think my favorite scene is when she's like chasing the ham across the street.
Oh yeah.
I really think for me, it's like, it's really funny along the way. And then when everyone comes together for a good Christmas, then it's like the perfect touch and everyone's just pals again. But in the end, I still support, my only qualm with it is they probably should have just gone on vacation.
But was that Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
In that movie? Okay. Yeah. That was actually a good one, Jamie. I'm gonna give credit for that one. That was a fun one.
I think I liked it because my sister, your wife, went to the Peace Corps, and it made it even funnier for me for some reason because I didn't really know what the Peace Corps was until Emily. So that was coming home from the Peace Corps. We're glad she didn't come back with a husband because you may not be here, Dion.
I know, right? This is all true. I can't say anything about that, Jamie. You're definitely right.
She came back single.
Say what?
We're happy she came back single.
Thank goodness, right? And thank goodness. Oh, well, for the viewers, there's a long story. I'll have Emily on to sort of tell our story because it's a lot of dates, a lot of bad ones. Not bad ones. Anyway, top Christmas movies, right? Okay, anything else you want to say about Christmas the Cranks?
A solid movie.
Yeah, and I forgot about that one, and I really like Jamie Lee Curtis in pretty much anything, and Tim Allen will always, I mean, come on, Santa Claus, Tim the Toolman Taylor, he's high up on my list of things I enjoy watching. All right, so where are we? Number 3 for me, right? So my number 3, I had to go back and forth with this one. Some people will say that this isn't a Christmas movie. Some people will say that it is a Christmas movie. I'm gonna say it is because it's on my list. Die Hard, the very first Die Hard movie, is one of those topics that you talk about everywhere when it gets to Christmas time. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie? As soon as he lands in LA, they're playing Christmas in Hollis. That's the Run DMC Christmas song. I'm like, okay, Christmas movie. Christmas tree, there's a Santa, there's ho 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 in it, some other stuff. It ends with Christmas. Again, just one of your regular sort of 90s action movies that just happens to be centered around Christmas. But they play off of it so well with the music that's in the movie. They're locked in this Nakatomi Tower is the name of the building that they're locked up in or being held hostage. Alan Rickman, one of the greatest villains ever. He was, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. Are you, Jamie?
Yeah.
Okay, so who was, what's his name? No. We thought he was bad throughout the entire series, I think.
Snape.
Yes, that's who was the terrorist in that movie. So, okay. Yeah, so again, it's Bruce Willis, is one man, one common man, barefoot in regular pants and a tank top, just running through the building, saving people and killing the bad guys around Christmas. Reginald Vale Johnson, the dad from Family Matters, is in it. He's still playing a cop. Just a perfect Christmas movie to watch. Again, especially if you like 90s action movies, it's probably Bruce Willis's best movie. But that's my number 3. Jamie, anything?
I haven't seen it. Watched. Here's the first time the terrorists come in. Is it at the holiday party?
Yes.
That alone, I think I got to go to my holiday party soon, and that alone just makes me not interested. That's very real. It's too real.
It's too real. Okay, I get it.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. Not that anyone's going to terrorize an oil and gas cubicle.
But you never know, you know. But we'll watch it sometime. Like we'll put that in the rotation for Christmas movies because I think once you get done with your Christmas party, and you'll be able to watch it a little bit. Then I hope. All right. So, say it again.
It's too real. It could really happen, you know.
Yeah, but then you look on the flip side. There's one man who took out everybody.
How realistic is that?
Exactly, right?
It's not. So that's where you're like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to support it.
But that's my number 3. So, Jamie, moving up the ladder, number 2. What you got?
Home Alone 2. I love Home Alone in general. So it's the last. Home Alone 3 really bad. It's like Home Alone 1 and 2 are the only good ones, and it has to go on my list. I love that he's just like a kid that acts like an adult. The scenes of him, you know, getting in fights with the wet bandits is everything. He does it well. He interacts. We use the same movie. I think the second Home Alone 2 uses the same movie, the Angels of the...
Yeah, they do.
So it's really just like all I needed. I feel like I like Home Alone 1 a lot, but I liked Home Alone 2 because it's set in New York. It has the Pigeon Lady. We stand the Pigeon Lady. I know a Pigeon Lady. We all know someone. A little creepy. It's just so good-hearted. Really helps out. And if we just get past the barrier, best friends.
Okay, so I'm not gonna give anything away, but Home Alone 2 didn't make my list. I liked it, but I don't think I liked it more than the first one. The fact that he is still, like you said, a kid who just acts like an adult is hilarious to watch. But man, I don't know. I think taking him out of the house and defending something, because I'm trying to remember the full-on premise of it. Okay, they were just trying to get back at him, right? They were just trying to, because they changed their name to the Sticky Bandits, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I just remember I just recently watched the first one, but
yeah,
he's just in a nice hotel room, and I don't think he's protecting the toy store. They're gonna rob.
That's right. Okay, that's right. Okay. Oh, man, I gotta go back and rewatch that one then.
I think it could maybe knock out something. I think it's possible.
I don't know, but as for this list, it did make mine. So okay. I'm gonna go to my number 2.
All right.
And my number 2 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That when I see that commercial on CBS saying like, "Hey, it's playing this Thursday," it just takes me back to when I was growing up and watching that. Because Jamie, that movie came out way before we were even born. Like 1964 was when that movie dropped. And the fact that it used like stop motion animation to make that entire movie, it's so basic too. Like just the story of Rudolph, I think, is just a basic one of like, hey, well, again, it's a little bit of contradiction at the end because he saved Christmas. You know, y'all didn't care about him until you needed him. So, that's neither here nor there. But I think more or less, and that's basically made my list, is just nostalgia of what I felt or when I grew up watching that particular movie. Because you have your island of misfits toys, they finally find homes. The one elf wanted to become a dentist, which was just bizarre, you know? So, but again, I just have fond memories of like being around a TV, watching that. Again, a floor model TV when I was younger, just the TV that's furniture, basically. And just being around that and watching it. But again, from trying to cover up his nose all the way to him growing up and saving Christmas, it's your typical sort of Christmas story. You see skinny Santa and then fat Santa towards the end. Mrs. Claus is trying to fatten him up, which is like, I just thought he was just fat all year round, but apparently he's not. So that's my number 2. Jamie, anything?
I this is how I can say it. That movie feels, not too harsh on your childhood, 5 hours long.
But that's with the commercials.
That's a certain form of torture if you make me sit down and watch Rudolph, because I think it's just too slow. Like I don't know what it is. I think I don't have the nostalgia. It's just one of those movies that came on and I was like, I'll flip back later. That really just crushed your dreams.
Yeah, I mean, this was way before Pixar, Jamie. Like this was all we had was stop motion.
Let me come back at you. That was the best animation we had when Polar Express came out.
Okay.
See, I think that Rudolph is a little bit creepy. I think is it the Snow Yeti?
Yeah.
Don't love that. I don't know. I mean, I will say I know they put a ton of work into it. I can respect it, but I think I will never watch it because it is, unless I'm trying to take a nap. If I'm trying to take a nap.
Oh. Jamie, okay, now I'll admit you may have won that one with the Polar Express argument. That was a solid block right there. But again, I just think that's what we had. Again, just like Polar Express, that's what we had at the time. I get it. But
specifically, I think last Christmas you turned it on and I fell asleep.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure it turned on and I was like, okay, it's time to sleep. I may be wrong, maybe making it up, but I think I remember it.
Okay, Jamie, how about this Christmas? We watch Polar Express and we'll watch that. Rudolph.
How long is it?
How long is Rudolph? I mean, we can find it to just watch. I mean,
but how long is it? I'm telling you, that movie feels so long.
I don't know. How long is Polar Express?
Probably the same. You know how a work day never ends? That's what Rudolph is for me. It never hits 5.
That hurts.
I didn't say I'd go easy on this one. I knew it was gonna make your list, and I was ready.
Oh, that hurt a lot. Okay, all right. Well, that was my number 2. All right, so this is your number 1. We're gonna set this up as this is your all-time favorite Christmas movie. This is your number 1. What do you have, Jamie, for your number 1 Christmas movie?
My number 1 is Home Alone, the original. It is the best Christmas movie. I can laugh every time. And then I watched it a week ago to prepare. And I was thinking about this. You know when you're a kid and you just want to grow up? He is living life as I want to live as an adult. As an adult, I was watching it. He wakes up, no one's there. He eats ice cream, he jumps on the bed. He doesn't have to go to work. He doesn't have to pay the bills. I was like, that is the life I thought I was gonna live when I turned 20. And that's what I think it is. It's his family leaves him and he's such a brat in the beginning. And I think in the end, it really teaches family is everything, you gotta love your family. And then I think I'm a little bit like him. I think I watch it and I'm like, I was like him as a child. And then I'm like, wow, I just feel close to him. I wouldn't have the same power to get after the bandits, and he did a really good job. I'm always gonna laugh at every paint can. I don't like the only problem I have with it is when the stepping on the nail and iron in the face.
Okay, so I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna totally agree with you. That's my number 1 as well. So I'm just gonna jump to it.
It's fun.
So I'm gonna echo everything you said. That movie, it doesn't feel like Christmas unless I watch that movie. And it starts off again. Kevin's a brat. I just remember one line from Kevin that he was a total brat. Was when his mom walked him upstairs and she told him to get upstairs, and he was like, "I am upstairs, you dummy," and he meant the. But she meant the attic. And I just remember again, I can only imagine if I said that to my mom, what would have happened. And the fact that he just got left behind for Christmas was the best thing the best punishment he could have gotten still. But like you said, he sort of realizes okay, he misses his family. He does actually love his family. The Wet Bandits are probably two of the best comedic duos. Well, one of the best comedic duos ever when it comes to that. Joe Pesci, the fact that I think he was sort of kind of retired and they gave him that script and they were surprised that he actually like signed on to do it. But I couldn't imagine that without either one of those two. I will admit the nail gets me too. The iron is just hilarious to me. Everything else, any other sort of punishment that Kevin gave him was fine. Kevin was smart for his age, obviously, to be able to set traps like this, but he's a kid. He watched a lot of Looney Tunes cartoons, I could imagine. But yeah, that's my number one. It's not Christmas until I see that. Oh, and the old man in the movie too. I mean,
she's our pigeon lady.
Exactly, but I could take him better than the pigeon lady.
Do you have a problem with birds?
No, but there was no conclusion for her. Like the first guy, right? Because I mean, he got to spend time with his family. They did think that he was a murderer, right? Like or something like that. Buzz and his telling stories about that, but Pigeon Lady wasn't for me, Jay. Let's just say Pigeon Lady wasn't for me.
Remind me, did she have family she hadn't seen in a while?
See, that's the thing. I don't remember because he went back to see her at the end of the movie, and then his dad saw the bill that Kevin had run up, and he ran off after that. I don't know about her family. I really don't. We're gonna have to rewatch that one.
She had her birds.
She had her birds.
You know, if you say you're a dog parent, she's a bird parent.
Oh, to pick.
I think she was showing that when the holidays, I just love the pigeon lady. Everyone needs some love. It doesn't matter who you are, what you like. You always have a friend. And Kevin's a friend to all. And I think he gets it because he's lonely in his family. And he's a brave guy.
He was, especially once, like you said, as that movie progressed, he sort of understood a lot better. I don't know. There's a lot of. I'm just thinking of like moments from those movies now when he got caught shoplifting, you know, and he's just walking back home. He's like, I'm a criminal, and that makes me.
I love that. I think the other thing that I brushed over and I still brush over when I watch it is that the neighbor's house got completely flooded.
You're right.
And I think I just don't know like why you have to steal stuff and then also flood a house. I was like, that's the part that I think the older I get, I'm like, this is actually my worst nightmare.
Of coming home to a flooded, I mean, it was already robbed, right?
I mean, I don't have anything worth robbing, but at least make sure I don't get flooded. You know what I mean?
I see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from. But okay, so if we're looking at lists now, Jamie, if you want to run down your list one more time of your 5, and I'll run down my 5, and we'll put that up. We'll let people see if they're going to be Team Jamie or Team Dion. So, Jamie, from 5 to 1 more time.
Number 5, we have The Holiday. Number 4, we have Polar Express. Number 3, we have Christmas with the Cranks. Number 2, we have Home Alone 2. And then number 1, the original Home Alone.
All right, and on my list, on number 5, I have 8-Bit Christmas. At number 4, have Jingle All the Way. At number 3, slipped in Die Hard, the first one. Number 2, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It will continue to be in the rotation, Jamie. And number 1 was Home Alone. So we had 5 movies each. We agreed on one. Made up both of our lists. So pretty much from here on out, it's up to you. So if you think Jamie has the best list, in the comment section, write Team Jamie. If you think that I had the best list, in the comment section, write Team Dion. We'll tally these up over the course of Christmas week and see which movie list prevailed. And if you have any suggestions as well for your top 5, or you want to give your top 5 list, go ahead and drop that in the comments too to see how it sort of matches up with ours. Jamie, again, thank you for jumping on here with me. I really appreciate it. Your top 5 is more is more solid than I thought it was gonna be. I will admit.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me. I'm still, if I can leave today knowing I got to crush Rudolph the Red, I got to crush the Rudolph movie, I've done my job.
And that was essentially the only reason it seems like you came on, because you sort of knew that was going to be on my list.
I knew that Rudolph was going to be there, and it made me tired thinking about it.
Jamie. Okay, so those are our top 5 Christmas movies. Thanks for joining us today on All Star Fandom Clash. Again, follow All Star Fandom on Instagram at All Star Fandom Podcast, and on Facebook at All Star Fandom, and subscribe right here. Do all the social media things, share, like, all of those. Again, Jamie, thank you for joining me. Happy holidays to everybody out there, and we'll see who has the best list when this is all said and done. I think I got it, Jamie. I think I got it.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, until next time, everybody, thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and we'll see you next time.